all the fun stuff. Come on, video. All right, we're live here. What is up, everyone? It's
What's
Will,
up?
aka Crazy Laser Dad, here with my buddy. Well, I don't know which way to point. Blake from Great Lakes Laser Supply. How are you, Blake?
What's going on? I'm good. Just burning the midnight oil for me. I'm 3 hours later than you.
I know this is easy for me when I was like, oh, 10 p.m. your time, man. You got this. But I'm going to pull up comments here. Let me just turn down my sound on my phone, guys. If you guys jump in, please say hello. I will answer or talk about any of the questions that might pop up or anything. But we are just here hanging out with everyone on a what is today? I have no idea what today is. Today's Tuesday. Tuesday night. So we thought we'd jump on. We Blake has a amazing event coming up here. What day is the Michigan Maker Summit?
Saturday, the 27th.
September 27th, and it's coming up here quick, and I leave for the Michigan Maker Summit on Friday morning. So definitely excited about it. Thought we'd jump on here, even for you late night owls, to say hello, see how everyone's doing, share your vision about the event a little, and just answer any questions people might have. I know it's short notice. One thing I did mention in the comments was you're probably, if you don't have tickets and you're not local, the chances are going to be really tough to get there now. But, this is not a one-time event thing for you. You want to do these more often. And if we talk a little bit about it, there might be something they're interested moving forward. So see a couple people here. Cheyenne's here. Woo Pig. Crystal's here. What's up, Crystal? I saw your new DTF behemoth in your garage. So congratulations on that. Pat's here. I will see Pat. We will see Pat in Michigan. Go Lions, as you can see. Lou's here, Mike Horton's here, Bobby's here, John's here. What is up, everyone? So I know you guys all know who he is, but I am lucky enough to sit down with Blake this evening. We thought we'd jump into my group a little, share a little bit. So, Blake, let's not assume everyone knows who you are. Introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about you and your laser journey, and then we'll get into the Michigan Maker Summit after that.
What's up, guys? I'm going to give you the short version. Long story short, almost 5 years ago, Molly said, "You know what, Blake? I want to get a laser." And I'm like, "What do we need a laser for?" And she wanted to be able to make wooden earrings. She had been crushing it with her Cricut, making faux leather earrings for boutiques locally, and she was doing really well. She wanted to make wooden earrings, and I'm like, "Okay, wooden earrings, sure. How much are we talking here?" I was looking at there's like a little laser pecker thing that's like sits on your desk, and I'm like, it's like $200 or something. She wanted to get the Glowforge, and I'm like, 8 grand almost for this laser with such a small workspace. I'm like, I don't know about this. So I started digging into it. We ended up getting a different laser, and Molly just absolutely crushed it. Thanks to shout out to Louisiana Hobby Guy, because of us watching his videos religiously. We were able to fire our laser the day that it came. Got the thing set up. I already had air run into the house. I had exhaust set up. So we just plugged that thing in. And the first thing I made was 1 inch thick pine wine caddy, the thing that slides over the top of a wine bottle and holds your glasses. Like, what? Like, that was like the first cut with my laser was like 1 inch pine board. That's a great idea, right? And so then earrings, she crushes it, pays for the laser, and then I get involved. Molly was doing good at the craft show, selling earrings, ornaments, and I'm like, you know what? There's nothing for guys at craft shows. We need to mix it up a little bit. So we pivoted our business the first time, and we started selling wallets, belts, hats, no hat clips yet, and we started crushing it. We went from making six, seven, $800 at a craft show to 1,500, $2,000 at a craft show. Then we started bringing our laser, and then we bumped it up, and we started hitting almost 4K, at a local craft show. And that really is the journey of our craft business. And then we kind of pivoted. I was never somebody to buy 5 wallets, 10 wallets. I was buying very large quantities of the things that we sold, trying to have the highest margins possible. So then I started getting messages from people. Hey, do you have some extra wallets? Do you have an extra belt? I'm like, maybe we have a whole different opportunity here. and we pivoted again and started Great Lakes Laser Supply. And the nice thing about Great Lakes Laser Supply is it's allowing me to bring in my real passion. And what's made me successful in my career is helping others to be successful. And I'm truly passionate about that community. And even before we pivoted to Great Lakes Laser Supply, I was teaching people if I learned step 1, step 2 of laser engraving, I was teaching step 1 and step 2. Even though I didn't know step 3 yet, I was learning things and teaching things as I went, and that just helped me to up my skills. So I always encourage everybody at Great Lakes Laser Supply to get involved, answer questions, and help those other people that are still kind of coming into the game to help them, because I truly believe teaching helps elevate your skill too. And that,
Yeah, I
yeah.
mean, and with when you're just beginning, even someone who was just starting, more than someone who's maybe a day in or 2 days in, and that little tip can really help them elevate that experience. We all started in the same place. We all started with zero laser experience. We all
Mhm.
started with the fear of, are we going to burn everything, is our house going to burn down? And we learned really quickly that there are so many things that we can share. And I hear that from people a lot of, well, what do I have to offer? I'm relatively new. And you'd
Mhm.
be surprised. I mean, even for someone who's myself, who's been doing this for multiple years, I learn things from people who are just starting, right? They
Yeah.
bring a different skill set, they bring a different perspective. um, and then also, when I try to give content or share something, like this new idea or this cool technique that I think is so profound, or this new thought, and I share it, and like 7 people like it, and then I share something as ridiculous as, oh, hey, you can use a panty liner to clean the underneath your Glowforge tube, and it blows up. So you have no idea where that aha moment is coming for some people.
Mhm.
So I think, as a community, if you want to share, you never know what that next person is going to need. So share away, post away. I think that's the big lesson here. Is, doesn't matter, you don't have to be an expert in everything. Like you said,
Mhm.
you're able to teach step 1 and step 2 while you're learning 3.
Mhm.
That helps someone who didn't know step 1 or step 2.
Yep.
Um, just like me, I could teach 3rd grade because I'm 4th grade educated, so I'm
I
good.
You see Kathy's comment, I definitely wanna hit on that because Kathy, to be honest with you, I could not disagree more. I'm sorry. There's things over time I get it. So let's go back a little bit to Christmas 2024. We get a phone call and somebody's asking about stencils. I'm like, yeah, we can do stencil. I know there's specific material that we can do with the laser. So I look it up. I get a sheet. I look at the pricing, quote the customer, and then I'm like, I could build an entire business around stencils. So then my brain starts running and I'm getting paper and I'm like, look at the margins on this. I paid $38 for this 4x8 sheet of Mylar. I could make 3 grand off of this one sheet. And I'm like thinking about a website, stencils.com, and how my brain just starts going. And I think that's why, like, when I'm talking to people and trying to help them find their niche, I want you to kind of take a step back, and Willow and I have just talked about this, but I want you to, like, take a step back and find, like, your natural sales market. What is somewhere you can sell already? And then let's find that thing. If you're in a market where maybe stencils could be your thing, or something, you know, uh, that's not so common. Now, yeah, you can get on Facebook and all of our groups and you can see, oh, there's tumblers, door hangers, and earrings and ornaments. Yeah, but you've got to make whatever those things are. You could do earrings, but make it your thing. Give it your own twist, and that market is not saturated, because when I go to a craft show, there are people sitting there when somebody's walking in their booth to buy something and nobody's buying anything from them. That same craft show that I'm making 4 grand, someone else with doing laser things is sitting there and they made 150 bucks or $200. What's the difference? It's you. You are the difference. So you gotta get engaged. You gotta engage with the customer, and you gotta make whatever you want your niche to be. You gotta make it your thing. Sorry, I
Yeah.
got fired up with that comment.
Oh, no. I mean, for those who might have not seen the comment, I think Kathy commented on the laser market being oversaturated, correct? Is that where it
Yep.
went?
Yep.
Well, first, yeah. So, and I think I agree with you, Blake. I understand the visuals as a small business owner. We tend to see the growth in laser ownership over the years, right? 6 years ago, there was a lot less of us. Now there's definitely a lot more. Every time we open YouTube, it's a X tool, a Eon, a Thunder, a this. Um, and yes, there are more people now with lasers in their home that are competing with us than there was. That's the truth. Is it, in my opinion, oversaturated? No. I will stand by the fact that I will always say there will be more buyers than makers. Always. Here's a good way to look at it. I try to tell myself this is if you see someone succeeding in what we do, then that means that there's still a market out there. Right now, if everyone was dead and they just said this is not working, no one
Mhm.
buys 8 tracks anymore. Okay, oversaturated or a dead market, I get it. But you see people in this community who are crushing it. And if you know that there are people in this community crushing it, what it says is that there are customers out there, but what are they doing that you're not doing to get those customers? Or what are they not doing that you're doing, wasting time that you should be spending time on things that move the needle more for your business. Um,
Yeah.
we walk into a grocery store. This is an analogy I hear a lot of people use. You walk into a grocery store and you walk down that bread aisle. There's hundreds of different breads to choose from. There's hundreds of different waters to choose from. So there's competition everywhere. And what separates you from the others, right? Now, if you try to sell to everyone, you sell to no one. Like you said, niche could definitely be a way to go. I am evident of that when I first started and I got my Mira and I started cutting rounds for other makers. I think, in 6 months, I cut 10,000 rounds and that's all I cut. I didn't do anything
Mhm.
else. I just sold circles.
Yeah.
So there's a market for almost anything out there. You just have to find it.
Yeah. And I would say it goes beyond the product. Um, for me as a maker, and why we are where we are right now, this foundation of people, the reason that the summit was able to come together. David probably said it better than I could. You won't hear me say that very often. But the reason we are where we are with the summit happening in just a short period of time is because of this foundation of people. What's up, Tracy? Um, I would see Will in his group, I would comment, engage. I'd see Will on TikTok, I would comment, engage. And it wasn't not just with Will, but just with the community in general. I, so then I see Will for the first time ever in person at LBX. I don't know that we had a conversation at that point, but we kind of bumped shoulders, and he's like, "Oh, hey." He was like walking into a breakout, and I was kind of, I think, trying to just say hi. And he says, "Hey, your profile picture, you've got your 4 kids or something in your profile picture." I'm like, "Yeah." Like, that's crazy. I run into Emily Caroline at LBX, and this is not the most recent LBX. This is the last one, 23, I believe. And Emily says, "Where's Molly?" Eh, how, like, but it's because of those engagements. When I would see Emily in her group, I would engage. If I saw her on TikTok, I would engage. And it's with everybody in the community. Kathy had posted a comment. I said, "Hey, reach out to me. I'd love to." We connected. We started talking about her logo or the name of her business, and does that translate to Wisconsin versus South Carolina? So, connect with your community. Now, is that some of the people here? Yes, that's part of the reason for the summit. It's not just about connecting with vendors or some other people, but us together. We can do this together. Tracy and I, we've got a very similar product line with our engraving business, and that doesn't bother me. I still work. I want Tracy right there next to me. We're gonna grow in business together, and I think connecting with the makers, connecting with the people in your community, will help you to grow and set yourself apart.
Yeah, and another thing to think about too is we. It's funny how hypocritical we can tend to be. I've done it where I love competition in all other aspects of my life because
Mhm.
it speeds innovation, it keeps prices down. You get better quality. Yet I don't want the competition when it affects me. Like, I can't have it both ways. So, hey, if people want to bring the competition, that's great. It forces you to be better. If you're worried about your competition, that says more about what you're not doing than it does what the other people are doing. If you
Hmm.
focus all of your energy on taking care of your customers and getting in front of as many people as possible and spend zero energy on what other people are doing, you're going to see the gains exponentially. So
Hmm.
that's kind of how you have to approach it, is like, hey, don't waste your energy on things that are not going to help your business grow. You worrying about what your competitors are doing does
Yeah.
not help your business at all.
Yep.
So, so what you were talking about when you were saying community, I think that's a great segue into. I want to really talk about the Michigan Maker Summit that you're hosting here,
Yeah.
coming up this Saturday. Tell me a little bit about why you're doing this. Tell me a little bit about the summit. What was your motivation, and what is your vision for this event coming up?
My vision, we'll kind of start with my vision for the summit in general, and then we'll get into why. Um, David, this
I
is
just saw David's comment too.
funny. um, my vision for the summit is something more intimate, something a little smaller, something I really want it to be community based. I want us to come together as a team coming out of this summit and knowing, I'm a little bit closer with Tracy. I got Tracy's back. Catherine's going to be there. David's going to be there. Don's going to be there. We're going to grow our community. If I need, mm, it's all part of how this summit came together. I wish I could find David's post real quick, but you know, that community that I want you guys to come out of the summit with is how I was able to accomplish the summit in such a short period of time. But my vision is to have something where the breakouts are going to be a little more they're going to be smaller. There's going to be a max of like 15 to 20 people in each of these breakouts, other than the larger breakout, where you're going to be able to get hands on with the hat press. It makes me sad sometimes to talk to somebody and they say, oh, I've had my hat press for 6 months, but I've been too nervous to turn it on and use it. Or I've had my rotary for a year and I haven't taken it out of the box. Or I have a laser that's been sitting there for 6 months. I want people to leave the summit having asked some of those hard questions: how to engrave a high quality photo, how to do social media. And they're in these small rooms with the people teaching the breakouts, and there's nothing that you can do except for pay attention and ask the questions that you want to ask. So they're going to be able to get up there, get hands on, and ask those tough questions. I hope everybody walks away with a better sense of the community, and then just understanding and asking some of those hard questions. Sorry, I got a little excited
Yeah,
there.
can you guys hear my audio still? It looks like
Yeah.
my video is
Oh,
frozen.
yeah, you are froze. Your audio is good though.
Okay, hey, that's good. I mean, at least I'm here. Uh, but yeah, I was excited when you told me. When did you start planning this event, and what made? Oh, it looks like you're frozen now too.
Oh,
Maybe we're both frozen. Oh no, you're
give us
not.
give us a thumbs up if you
You're
can hear us.
frozen on my screen. I
Um,
hear you.
say what was your question again?
No,
Oh,
tell
when
us
did I
more
start
about
planning?
actually what the day of the event might look like, because I know it's coming up this Saturday, but
Yeah,
what are some of the who are some of the speakers, who are some of the vendors coming to this event? What does the day look like for an attendee?
yeah, that's a good question. So you're gonna come in, you're gonna get checking in, and you're going to pick your breakouts. So if you're watching and you're going to be there, start looking at the agenda on MichiganMakerSummit.com. Go to the agenda and start thinking about which breakouts you're going to attend, because when you check in, you'll be choosing your breakouts for the day. And then that will also give you your lunch session. So once you get checked in, we're going to have that opening session. It's going to be Will, Mark, and me. It's going to be a good time. Vendor room's then going to open after that, and then you have to pick your first breakout session. You've got Catherine. I mean, from box to bow, final packaging is going to be fire with Catherine. That's going to be awesome. And Alan Miller, his high resolution images, like when you see them in person, you guys are not even going to believe that they're real. You're going to think that they're UV printed. It's tough talking and looking at you with not your face not changing. um, and then Maria, I've got some awesome pictures I'll be sharing in the morning from Maria, so you guys can see how awesome her business is. Um, her hat business, she crushes it locally, and she's another person, you know? She's technically my competition. She's Tracy's competition. Tracy now is connected with Maria. She's a part of his network. So these connections are awesome. So I keep getting back to that. But she's going to teach you how to do that with XCS. And here's a secret I haven't told anybody yet. But in Maria's breakout, I wanted to make sure that there was XCS and Lightburn teaching in there. So Molly Sanborn is going to be running the assist on Lightburn in there. So Maria's going to be teaching the class, and Molly's just going to be duplicating what she does with Lightburn for that portion. Then we've got Jay Gale. Who needs help? Can you guys see my raised hand? Um, who needs help making jigs? I know I would like to make some jigs sometimes. I do love getting my jigs from Alive Pixel Creates, but sometimes when you're in a pinch, if you've got a 3D printer, it would be nice to be able to make your own jigs. So Jay Gale, who owns a local 3D filament company, is going to be teaching you how to use Tinkercad. Oh, I need to change that. It's actually FreeCAD with your 3D printer. Are you still there, Will?
I am. I am
Okay.
here.
All right, just making sure. And then we're gonna have Nick Vespa, aka Build Dad Build, turning your passion into a profit social media strategy for your maker business. He has such a unique personality. It's going to be awesome. His learning style, is a teaching style, is pretty cool. You guys are going to have a lot of fun. And then what I think is really unique, we're going to have vendor room floor breakouts. So while everybody's off in a classroom, you're going to have some time on the vendor floor doing some teaching as well. And we're going to have Jacob and Ben from Xtool doing that first breakout session. Uh, Wait till you guys see Jacob's deep engraving on rocks. He does rocks, they do coins, but he just has such a knack for those really unique kind of one-off things. So it'll be cool to see some of that stuff with XCS with those guys. And then for session number 2, there's going to be some small change there. Is we are going to also have Derek Lee from AP Laser doing high resolution photos on granite. Have you seen pictures of those granite photos?
I have. They're absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it's honestly, I like, you could almost have a class where, it's nice that we got them separate because you get to see both aspects. But you've got the fiber laser on with Alan, and then you've got with the CO2 laser with the guys from AP Laser with Derek, and those pictures on granite are unreal. And that's just another thing. Like as far as a niche goes, that's a whole different industry. I think that's a good opportunity for some people. Then we've got Tong Lee and Tony Miller from AP Laser discover untapped markets. I tell you what, I've had a blast talking with Tong about untapped markets. I didn't realize that's where our conversations focused every time we talked in person, but we always talked about niches, and that's when I was telling him about making those stencils and things. But let's see, and then we've got a new breakout. I've got breaking news. We are also going to have a Eufy breakout. People are going to be able to get hands-on demos with the Eufy and be able to see how that goes as well. So we've got a new addition. I've been figuring out how we're just going to make that happen, but Eufy is going to be doing a breakout as well.
Well, that's great. Yeah, that's news to me, so I'm excited.
Yeah, breaking news.
All the things, right? It's like you said, I love the ability to connect with the community and get your hands on these products, right, on these new machines
Hmm.
for you to actually learn it. I'm a hands-on learner type, so getting to see them up close and actually use them is going to be a huge bonus for me, and I think for a lot of others.
Yeah. Kathy, Steve himself won't be there, unfortunately. I mean, I don't say unfortunately. Whoever's going to be there is great, but I mean, we all love Steve. That's what I'm trying to say,
Yes,
right?
I saw a question here from Hannah. Will the sessions be recorded?
They will not, unfortunately. I just not there yet.
Yeah, it took us our fourth year to record everything, so we definitely understand the hardships that come with that. And as you grow, you'll make decisions that best suit yourself and the attendees. So
Yeah.
definitely with 2 separate breakout sessions, trying to get to the classes, but also you're gonna have time to connect with some of them during vendor room time, pull them aside during lunch if you wanna ask some questions. I think you'll have a good amount of time to actually connect with other makers and people you need to ask questions for, so definitely take advantage of every opportunity.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
I'm afraid to touch anything on my computer because it's just frozen. I was gonna go on my phone and go live or jump into the studio, but we'll see if that works. Give me a second. Let's see if I can actually get in there on my phone too. Because it is hard looking at frozen pictures and not be able to
The whole
jump
time
in.
I'm talking, I keep looking at your picture. I'm like, he's just smiling at me. Yeah, I mean, at least he's smiling.
I'm just smirking at you.
There he is.
Okay, I
Okay.
got. Let me see
Let me
which
see.
way am
Which
I
way am I
supposed to
supposed to
turn
turn
this.
this?
I guess
I
that
guess that
works.
works.
There you
There
go.
you
I'll
go.
just
I'll
hold my
hold my
phone.
phone. You have to mute your other one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you able to?
All right. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's better. Perfect.
Okay. I can't move anything on my computer, so I have to mute my actual phone, and I'm using the microphone here,
Oh,
but
wow.
still, yeah, I don't know what happened with my computer. Just like we were having technical difficulties earlier.
I'm not seeing anything on the live feed. Let me refresh Facebook.
Yeah, see if I popped up on the live feed on Facebook now. Because now that I have this on my phone, I can't
Oh,
see
there you are.
Facebook.
Okay, it's good.
Okay, so I'll let you monitor the comments on Facebook because now that I'm looking at myself on this camera, I can't see the comments on Facebook.
Samita said, double will. This is a nightmare. 2 wills too many.
Tell me, tell me about it. I don't even know how to take myself off the other one. I mean, I probably could because I am a.
Uh-oh, we lost your audio, though. Cheyenne said that smile, though. There you go. Now I hear you.
Okay. I'm going to take off my headphones because it's 200 degrees in my warehouse, and I'm going to try to just listen through my phone now.
All right. Technical difficulties are solved. We are
I
solving
guess now I
problems.
just have to sit here and hold my phone for the next 20 minutes, or we're going to cut this live short real quick. Like, all right, cramps.
What else? I feel like we went through the agenda. We talked about the breakouts, the vendors. Like it I feel so blessed. I cannot believe the outpouring of people, the vendors that want to participate. It's been awesome. So we've got AP Laser is going to be there. Creative Cut Supplies, they're no big deal. Don't worry about them. Great Lakes Laser Supply is going to be there. RZ Acrylics, Trotec, Monarch Pine, X Tool, PDS Equipment, Lens Digital, Houston Acrylic, Eufy. And we've got one more brand new vendor. They're not going to have equipment on site, but they will have be there in representation. One Laser is going to be there now as well.
Oh, beautiful. That's a pretty extensive list of vendors that you're going to get to connect with. So again, another opportunity that's you might not necessarily get.
Yeah. I mean, how often can you get in front of a Mamaki or a Trotec laser or just the connections with some of these vendors in general? Like, this is not an opportunity you get all the time.
Yeah. So what time does the event start and when does it end?
Check-in starts at 7. Things are going to kick off with the main event there at around 8 o'clock, and then it's going to run until 4 p.m. And then the vendor room is going to close at 5 p.m. Pretty hard. My goal is to be able to give the vendors enough time to shut down their booths and hopefully get together for dinner by 7:30. I've got a reservation for everybody to kind of get together, be on their own checks. Dinner's not included. Um, but I got 10% off. Better than nothing. And so I still would like if there are people that do end up staying a little bit. We do have a room for 50 people there. They have room for more, but it'll be nice just to get together and kind of continue that networking if possible.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So then you have a local coffee shop right there on for the morning.
Yeah, yeah. I reached out to a couple people. I haven't confirmed any one of them yet. Wasn't sure how many people would want to do the morning thing, but yeah, I plan to get together in the morning, breakfast, coffee, take over a small restaurant. There's a Starbucks practically across the street from Will's Hotel. They're gonna have like placards of his name so that when does, do you do drive through or do you walk in?
I tend to do drive through just
Okay.
because I'm lazy.
All right, I'll prepare them. I'll play them the audio of your voice so they know when they hear you.
Yes, they know me at all the Starbucks out here. They're like, "Oh, it's you again. Welcome back for the third time."
How many times during the day on Saturday are you gonna have to run to Starbucks?
You know what? I will go probably at the beginning of the day
Okay.
before I even get to the event, and I will wait until the end of the day. I'm not
I'm not
I
that addicted.
enjoy it, but I am not that sick. Like I wouldn't leave in the middle of an event to drive to get Starbucks. Don't
Okay.
hold me to that. But I
We have a
I will
coffee sponsor, and their coffee is pretty tasty.
all right. Well, yeah. But I was at a speaking of coffee, I was at a field trip a couple years ago. They had an overnight trip for my daughter, and it was 3 days, 2 nights camping, like in Point Reyes, California, right off the coast. Really beautiful spot. But we were intense. It was really camping,
Mhm.
and the nearest Starbucks was like 40 minutes away. I was struggling hard. I felt like one of those fiends. Like I was like coffee sweats, and I'm just tweaking out. And I'm like, could I get away for 2 hours to drive to Starbucks? So I talked to the principal of the school. Maybe this shouldn't be live, just in case they get in trouble. But a few of the teachers were like, "Yeah, we'll watch the kids. Here's our order." And I drove to Starbucks with another parent. Me and him drove 35 minutes to one way to Starbucks, got two coffees and then a bunch for the other teachers and drove back in the middle of a field trip. I think it broke every single school rule when it comes to chaperones, but they wanted their coffee and I said I would buy it if they would let me drive. So
Yeah, that's not good.
I will be doing it again this year. My daughter has a 4 day, 3 night field trip coming up in April, so that's going to be um, tiring and exhausting. But yeah, Starbucks, I will have you.
Kathy, so Saturday night, the event is over. So there is a hotel available, and if you do want to still get the rate, you do have to call and let them know. You'll say that you're there for the Michigan Maker Summit to get your discounted rate, which is over $100 a night now, discount. Um, and then so that night it's over hard end at 5, and then you'll everyone you don't have to go home, but you can't stay there. And then I hope to meet everybody for dinner by 7:30 at the Applewood Bar and Restaurant. If you are in town Friday night, I don't know the time, but the goal is to, after finish setting up, is to go have a little nightcap at the Applewood Bar after we're done setting up on Friday night.
Oh,
So if you are
beautiful.
there and if you're staying in town the night on Friday and you wanted to go there for a cocktail, it's a very, very nice restaurant.
Perfect. So when we're talking about the summit and attendees, what is your goal for when the attendees leave the event or they
Mhm,
look back on it a week from now?
mhm.
They say, "These are the things I remember. These are the things I took away from the summit." What would you hope your goal is to have them remember or take away from it?
I want people to remember the connections that they made, and I want them to be genuine connections. I want them to have a new I want them to find their David. You know, I want you to have, that person, not just that person that's your David, but other people that are just a solid part of your network. There are people I talk to every single day. Some of them I've never met face to face. They're people I met from TikTok in the laser community. But I hope that you leave there and you've got some new connections that are going to be pivotal points for you in your business. And then I also hope that people have learned something. They've gotten hands-on with a piece of equipment that they were too intimidated to get into or get going in the past, and now they have the confidence to do that. Or maybe you've got a new connection, somebody that's a part of your foundation that's going to help you build that confidence after you leave. Maybe you get connected with Don and he helps you with your rotary. Maybe you get connected with David and he teaches you how to work with a pre-finished wood, and then you don't have to deal with all the things that come along with unfinished wood. There's so many people there that are going to a potential great connection for you that can be a part of your foundation that will help you just pivot your business and grow. And maybe you're stuck, and then you'll be able to kind of get out of that rut and move forward and explode.
Beautiful. So I know I don't want to pressure you because, and I don't even know if we should be talking about this because you have yet to throw the first one. We're still, but for those who might be interested who couldn't make this one,
Yeah.
and you don't have to give dates. There's no one's going to hold you to any of this. But is this a one-time thing, and you're like, man, now I've done this, I'm done, or do you plan to have more? And what would
Yeah.
people expect from that area?
Yeah, no, the goal is to have 2 Michigan Maker Summits a year. The next one will be March. First couple weeks of March is the goal. We really have been looking at those pretty hard because I wanted to make sure that the space was still available. I'm really passionate about the space that we're going to be at, the Oakfield Baptist Church. They've got an incredible sports program for kids. They have 300 kids in their basketball program, 300 kids in their soccer program, and what they do for the community is absolutely incredible. So I hope that we can have another one there and we don't outgrow it too quickly, because I just want to be able to contribute to everything that they have going on there. They're just such an awesome place for the community, and I just want them to continue to grow.
All
So,
right, so you heard
so
it here,
March
March. So
ish.
start planning that calendar March-ish, but knowing that you have something, like you said, twice a year in
Hmm.
that area. When we started, for our conferences for next level, it was always about trying to reach our goal was to always be somewhere that made sense for the majority of the country. So we always have to find something
Yeah.
central located, right? But now that you are starting to do this one, for those who maybe can't travel as far, maybe it's cost prohibitive and it's easier to stay somewhat local.
Mhm.
That's why I wanted to be a part of it. And when you talked to me about the event, I was excited that you took the initiative to bring something to your local community.
Mhm.
And I hope this is a start of a trend of others taking on extraordinary amounts of work and
Mhm.
stress and all the crap that comes with this,
Yeah.
and start having events around the country.
Mhm.
Bring your communities together. It doesn't have to be a summit. It doesn't have to be a conference.
Mhm.
Get together and bring together people at a coffee shop.
Yeah.
Start small. Build those relationships with people around your community, and you'll see how much better you feel about where you are as an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Knowing that you have a support system locally, it's great. Facebook is amazing. We have great connections all around the country, but there is something to, oh my gosh, I need a piece of acrylic, just a little piece to finish this keychain, and I can't get it from a supplier in that time. But so and so down the block, who I'm friends with, has
Mhm.
a spare, or my machine is broken, and they help me cut something. So those are all some of those little advantages of having local um, makers in your network. And I think
Yeah.
doing this is a great opportunity to build that local network for makers. So for all
Yeah.
of you who are in that area, maybe it's a little bit of a drive and it's a little bit of work to get there, but I think you're going to come out of there, like Blake said, with a newfound feel of community,
Mhm.
no longer feeling as isolated in your communities.
Yeah.
And if you can make it, and there's still tickets available. Now, is there a cutoff time for tickets, or can they show up and say, let's go?
I message me if you were like desperately need to do day of. I would really love to know ahead of time for food and other things. Um, but PM me if you like absolutely had to have day of potentially, just so that I have a heads up. But I didn't plan to do same day sales, but I don't want to turn anybody away. So I will try to make that happen. But just do me a favor, if you think if it's like, oh, my wife might have this appointment, but we're going to try to cancel it. Let me know ahead of time. Tell me on Thursday or Friday, hey, Blake, we're thinking about coming, but I won't know till like Friday night. That would just be really beneficial for food and planning on what we're looking at to make sure that we can accommodate everybody.
Cool, man. Well, yeah. So
Yeah.
if you're in the area, or even if you're not and you're able to make the plans,
Yeah.
michiganmakersummit.com. It looks like a jam-packed day of connections, networking, people, um, education, inspiration, all of the things that you feel when you go to events. This is going to be a great one. I'm excited to fly out there and actually be in a state with a bunch of other Lions
Lions
fans.
fans.
Um, I was planning to go to the game the day after in at Ford Field against the Browns, but just some family stuff that I need to take care of that's forcing me to rush back. So no Lions game, but I'll be able to watch it on TV as we smoke the Browns. So I know I saw a couple people in here talking about Ohio earlier, and hey, much love to all you Ohio people. But if you're a Browns fan this week, going down. I'm just being honest. As a California, born and raised California guy, a diehard Lions fan, I'm excited to go back out that way. So next year,
Cool.
you just have to have it at Ford Field because
All
they'll
right.
be so busy. Okay.
All
Um,
right. We'll move it to the east side of the state. I could have never pulled this off if it wasn't literally so close to home. No way.
yeah. So how far? I know the commute from your home to where the event is must be very far. How far is the actual commute for you?
Golf cart, 100 yards. So my kids participate in all the sports programs there. And you're here, we're here live right now because you've dropped your kids off and you need to burn some time. When my kids need to go to soccer practice, all right, have fun. Go walk over there, which is pretty nice. So we don't have to drive to practice. We don't have to drive to the games. I'll drive a golf cart over sometimes. Sometimes I make a little mixed drink and go watch a soccer game. I don't bring it into the basketball, but I do sit outside with a cocktail sometimes,
There
but
you go.
it's walking distance and it's just an awesome facility. Um, I want to post one of the videos of the kids because it's just so awesome what they do.
Must be nice. Must be nice to be able to, 100 yards. I'm guessing that's about what I can throw a football. So to be
Yeah,
able to throw a football to the venue from your house is pretty nice.
it is.
So after party at Blake's. Oh wait, did I say that out loud?
No after party at Blake's.
No, no late night parties at Blake's where the police are called and disco lights and music and lasers. There
Yeah.
you go. Yeah. 2 a.m. engraving sessions.
Now that does, yeah, it happens often actually.
Yeah. Everyone, we're going to Blake's to make hat clips. Come on by.
Who wants a hat clip?
Who wants a
We're having
hat clip?
hat clips and whiskey.
I don't drink, but I'll take a hat clip.
Okay.
I actually have my hat clip here too. Let's see. I don't have it on my hat because I don't wear my hat everywhere, but I believe I put it on my backpack. Yeah. So it's on my backpack right
Nice.
here.
Molly made that for you.
Yeah, you gave it to me at APA, right?
Yes, yep.
Yeah, yeah, when we were
Molly,
in
so
Vegas.
she wanted to go, so she's like, "Who's gonna be there?" So she made a list of all the people that were gonna be there, and then she made hat clips for, all our friends that were gonna be there.
Yeah. So what she did is practically IP theft, right? By stealing all of our logos without permission. But hey, thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks,
And
Molly.
I got in trouble with APA.
Oh yeah, for handing them out, right?
So I'm in this group of like 6 APA employees, and somebody's like, "You're the hat clip guy. Can I get one? Can you show me?" So of course I pull one out, pack like a giveaway out of my pocket and give it to them. And then someone else was like, "What are you doing? You can't do that." I'm like, "They asked me for it." It was pretty funny. So then I'm on stage. Yeah, I think you saw Crystal pulled me up on stage when you were there
Um,
during
no,
the
I was
podcast.
not. Oh no,
So
yeah, I was.
Crystal,
I was at the podcast when you were on there. I
so
didn't see you get
Crystal's
pulled
like,
up.
I like finally sat down. I'm like, oh, and Crystal's like, Blake, come on up on stage. I'm like, oh, okay. So then I end up on stage and she's like, "So have you been handing hat clips out to everybody?" And I'm like, "No, I haven't." There's like somebody from the APA watching, and she's like, "No, I saw you." And I'm like, okay, I handed out a couple. Let's keep it
Yeah.
on the down low."
Yeah, I remember the podcast because I came out there to watch Riley Black podcast there.
Yeah.
I just remember that trip was kind of a blur because I wasn't feeling well.
Hmm.
Uh, Crystal and them were here at the warehouse doing their podcast from my warehouse a couple days before, and then we all flew down to Vegas, and that's when I got sick in Vegas, and I also took a fall in the shower, and I concussed myself pretty bad in the shower, which hey, concussion, no good.
Yeah.
Falling in the shower, no good. I
Hmm.
was more concerned of the embarrassment of falling in the shower being that dude. Like, I'm trying to crawl out of the shower thinking, if I can't get myself out, I don't have a medic alert. I'm not calling anyone. I will die in that shower before I'm calling someone, hey, I fell in the shower and I can't get up. It ain't happening. Too much ego on this side, man. I was like, I'm gonna just crawl out if I had to.
Have you ever made a mistake like this on your own phone number on your own cup?
I don't even know my own phone number, so anything I'd engrave on my cup would be wrong.
It finishes, and I look at it, and I'm like, "Are you kidding me? I messed up my own phone number." Wow.
Well, we've all made mistakes. At least it's your own cup now.
It was already a mess up, so I was just messing around with a full wrap.
There you go. Just citrus strip it and take off all the powder coating and just make it a stainless tumbler, and then go engrave it with a fiber.
I've
Done.
thrown away so many now. It's like tough to throw away, but I've thrown away probably a dozen tumblers recently just trying to clean up.
I think we all need to do that. All my mistakes I keep for some reason, as if I think I'm going to ever use them again.
Mhm.
I don't. I don't.
Mhm.
Maybe I'll keep one or two for settings, but I'll keep all of them. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to use this. I can't throw away the tumbler. Or I throw away the tumbler, keep the lid, thinking that I'm going to use the lid one day for something. And
Yeah.
now I have 40 lids for no reason.
Corey said you're the reason he sands his maps. You posted saying you're lazy if you don't, and it pissed him off. So because of that, right, he was right, and he says thank you.
There you go. Oh
He
man.
called him
All
out.
righty, man. Well, hey, you know what, Blake? It's been great to talk with you. We've been talking
Yeah.
a lot leading up to the summit, but I thought let's jump on, let's answer some questions for some people. Let's share a little bit more about your vision because I'm really excited for the event, but I'm also just more excited for the work and dedication you've put into this, not just the event, but what you've put into the community. And I think that needs to be celebrated more.
Yeah.
So this is just a culmination of what you've been doing in Facebook groups for a while now. Now
Mhm.
you're getting to put it together in person, and you
Yeah.
realize it's a lot easier to answer questions on Facebook than it is to get them in person. Oh, tell me about it. I know it's so
Yeah.
much easier to just answer questions on Facebook.
Mhm.
Uh, get them together, and it's work, but we all appreciate the work that you've put into it. We're excited to see this first one, and we're excited to see where it goes from here. So,
Yeah. Thank
um,
you.
yeah. So you guys all check it out, Michigan Maker Summit. Definitely go to the website. If you're going, get tickets. If you're not, take a look at it. Just look at what the day looks like, get an idea of it. We're going to share a lot of photos and content from the event. I believe you said that is it still happening? The opening session is going to be live streamed.
That is the goal, to live stream the opening session. So that will stream into the Michigan Maker Summit Facebook group. So if you do want to watch that opening session, you'll want to go join the Michigan Maker Facebook group. So that's where that opening session will be live streamed. You'll get to see me coming out on stage, introducing Will and Mark, and then you'll get to see them, and then that's it. Everything else you got to be there in person to see.
Yeah, so definitely come check it out. Support Blake, support your local makers, support your local community builders. If you have a local Facebook group for your lasers, join it. There's a ton of them. I know Mark at Big Blue Laser Designs listed a bunch of them that he knows of. So definitely check that out. If you see that your area is lacking one or could use one, hey, take initiative and start a group. It's
Hmm.
amazing to see what you can do. I mean, so, like your Michigan group has what 1.2 thousand members now.
Yep. And the crazy thing is that we are here right now because of Mark's post. Mark's post, I believe, I'm pretty sure David told me this, triggered David to start the Michigan group. And then David and I met. We had the first meetup. David and I met in person. I actually coordinated the restaurant location that we met at. And then that's where David and I's relationship started blossoming from there, and the rest is history.
So so what you're saying is you blame Mark for the headache of David.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
so as long as we're clear, I knew it sounded like you were trying to go this whole Hallmark, like Blake, David, Mark, matchmaker, but it's more nightmare than Hallmark, I think. So, um, yeah, Mark, it's all your fault for bringing Blake and David together. You're the reason we have Blake versus David. All this, bromance that we have to deal with on a daily.
Yep.
So, but cool, man. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
I'm gonna jump off here. I have to drive back and pick up my daughter from her 3-hour ballet practice, and then back to the grind. So,
Back to the grind.
um, everyone who's on, thank you guys for joining us. I know for some of you on the East Coast, it's late, but thanks for jumping on. Michigan Maker Summit, Saturday, September 27th. Be there, or you're
Loser.
like the Browns, like the Ravens. All of you guys, the Bears, go Lions for
See you
life.
guys. Thanks for being
All
here.
right, you guys, have a great night. Talk to you all soon. See you guys in the groups.
See ya.
All right, hang out, David. Or I called you David. Ooh.
Whoa! I
Hang out,
was gonna
Blake.
leave a
I
Starbucks
did
card. I
it
said
kind of on
hello.
purpose just to create more of a stir, but hang out.